forth. Hey guys, what is up? I'm Jen Burson, and I'm the founder of Generation PR, a PR and social media marketing agency here in Los Angeles. And I am also the founder of the Profitable PR Pros community. You might be a member on Facebook. And if you're not, if I'm seeing you on Instagram, I'm going back and forth between Facebook and Instagram. Jump over to Facebook, look for Profitable PR Pros. We have tons of free training in that group. And we also have, hi Ray, we also have just members all over the world. It's a free community, and these are your people. If you're a PR pro and you're looking to connect with like-minded, collaborative people who are here to lift you up and make you better, that's your community. And we also have tons of great free resources there. So every single week I go live at same time, same place, Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific. And we are answering questions that come from members of our community. And this question came up from Ann Reagan Kearns, and she was asking about how to structure client referrals. Oh, thank you so much. I've got a comment over here. The group is such a valuable resource. I totally agree. I get so much out of the community. I feel so grateful because I put it together and I hoped I would find people like me that were looking to collaborate, connect, support each other, refer business, share resources. And I found my people, and I just feel like it's such an awesome community. And what I have done is built out an entire range of programs and resources to help you become a pitching powerhouse, so you know how to connect with the media and get pitches that get the yes, break through the noise, connect with editors, and get the attention your clients are looking for and that they deserve. And then how you run a profitable PR agency in our Agency Accelerator program. That is a step-by-step framework. We call it the Path to Profitability, based on 4 pillars. Here are the 4 pillars: strategy, sales, service, and scale. And all of the training and content fall under those 4 pillars. And these are the things that I've developed in my agency to grow and scale to a 7-figure annual agency and support billion-dollar brands, how we find clients, how we land clients, all of the things that you need to kind of build on so you have structure. And quite a few people that are on here, I can see, are actually in the program. So if you want to share your thoughts on how you feel about them, I'm always open to hear. And we also listen to what our members want, and we build it, we create it, we crowdsource it. So check out profitableprpros.com if you're interested in learning how to grow and scale your own profitable agency, or you're looking to kind of break into PR and hone your pitching skills. But like I said, in our community, Ann Reagan Kearns asked about client referral plans and structuring pricing when you have 3 clients, for example, under one parent company. So we pulled together some training around this. So here's how we have typically approached it. And guys, if you're over on Facebook, I can see who's here on Instagram, but on Facebook, go say hi, post a comment. I always like to see, it's always the same kind of diehards. It's always the paid members of our programs that show up for more training, which I love. But here is an example. So usually what we do is we look at what something would be for one client on a monthly retainer, and then we offer bundled pricing. So there's somewhat of a discount. Oh, hi, Kelly. See what I'm telling you? Kelly's in the program. She was on our coaching call and our last masterclass. What did I say like that? Masterclass. And Kelly's crushing it. Kelly is awesome and has like a gazillion children and is running her agency and doing exceptionally well. And I'm just so grateful to have her in our community. Hi, Kelly. But so what we do is we look for what it would be like for a client on a monthly retainer, and then we bundle the pricing so that there is a discount. So, and we have to do this strategically because things change and you don't want to get kind of screwed in that deal if the client ends up backing out of the arrangement or, pulling a brand or two. So what we do is, let's say, for example, for math purposes, your regular monthly retainer is $5,000 a month and you're going to be working with 3 brands. that all fall under one parent company. So if they happen to be three entirely separate brands, you would charge three retainers of $5,000 each, which would be $15,000. But since they all fall under one umbrella, you can give them a discounted rate, like a bundled rate that would be, let's say, $12,000, right? So they're getting, what is that, a 20% discount, right? That's the math on that. Yeah, $1,000 out of, yeah. So 20% discount on your rate for the bundle. And the reason that they're getting a discount, and you want to talk about this with them, is because of economies of scale. So that means that you are able to pitch all of their brands. They probably are all pretty related. I actually did have one client one time that was a private equity firm, and they had all these different brands that were not at all related. And we really struggled to come up with bundled pricing for this because all of the brands were in different niches. But typically a parent company will have multiple brands under their umbrella, and they're all in the same niche. So you get economies of scale. You get the ability to pitch out the brand to the same, all the brands to the same editors. You can kind of position them together. Maybe you're only building one media list and they all align there. And some of the pitch angles and knowing what to pitch and when, like mastering the art of timing and relevance, because they're all the same type of client, you get that scale, right? And it also builds the relationship with the client. There's that piece of it too that shows you're collaborating, you're a partner to them. You want all the business, so you're going to show the value of coming to you and your agency because you're able to do all of the work and bundle it together and give them a discount for all of the work, because there are economies of scale, and you need to mention that. And that's important because you have to be explicit when you're pricing this out, where the discount is and what it's for, so that they don't get confused when they pull a brand. And this happens all the time. So is the partial discount extended across all three? Is the first one full price, and then the second one has a discount, and the third one has an even bigger discount? Because what happens is sometimes their priorities and their budgets will change for different brands, and they'll pull one or two of the brands. Hi, Sally. They'll pull one or two of the brands. I lost my place in my notes. And if that happens, then you're stuck offering this discount without the bundled pricing. So you have to be clear about that. So for example, you've got your $5,000, your $5,000 a month retainer. And then when the second brand gets added, it's $1,000 discount. And when the third brand gets added, it's a $2,000 discount. So that way, if they pull one brand, it reverts back to only the $1,000 discount, right? So, that way you're not kind of getting, screwed in the discount, because they're getting this great rate because of three brands, but they pull one or two and they're like, well, that's the rate. And you're going, well, no, it's not. That was a bundled discount. Because you were giving so much work to us, and we had this, great economies of scale pitching all three brands. But you can also, you can make it so that they have to keep all of the brands, or it reverts back to non-bundled pricing. I don't like to do that. I like to do it more in the tiered way, like I just described, where the first brand's $5,000, the second brand gets a $1,000 discount, and the third brand gets a $2,000 discount. And that way it equals 20% discount across all brands. And it still makes sense for you. If they pull the third brand, you're not extending that huge bundle discount across the remaining two brands. And you have to be really clear about this in your proposal. Be really, really clear about this in your proposal, because things happen, things change, even in the proposal process. So they'll pitch out three brands, and they'll ask for support on three brands. And then they'll maybe come back even before you're retained and say, you know what, we're deciding to really only move forward with two brands. And they might think that that's your pricing for two versus three, or even one. It happens all the time. Seriously, go away, bro. I got a troll over here on, or just a spammer over here on Instagram. Ugh. But not on Facebook. You guys are my people. Say hi over on Facebook because I know that everybody over there like knows me personally. Go away. You're just wasting your time here. So you also, like I said, you only want to consider doing this bundled rate if there's actually an overlap between the brands and there are economies of scale. And that's, we talk about this concept of economies of scale in niching down because that allows you to get into a flow state with all of your clients, to be able to become an expert, a deep subject matter expert in your niches, create deep relationships with editors, know the industry inside and out. And the goal is to have those economies of scale when you're working with other brands, not just all under the same umbrella. But if it is the same parent company, you can extend that value to them. But that's also one of the reasons why I always recommend niching down and all of that good stuff. So really only consider doing it if the brands do overlap and there can be those economies of scale, leveraging the relationships and your expertise to support all of the brands. If they are totally unrelated brands, and I'll tell you the instance that happened to us, maybe do a small discount because the client's bringing so much work to you, but there's really no benefit to you in terms of overlap with the niches and the contacts and the types of pitches. So the amount of discount you give, it really also depends, and always with any client that you want to work with, it depends how badly you want to work with these brands. Is it something that is going to really help you quickly establish your expertise and authority in this niche because now you have 3 brands that are all related in the niche you want to be an expert in or that you are an expert in, and you really want that business, then you might consider giving a bigger discount because of the value that it brings to you. Think of all the case studies. Nobody knows it's the same parent company and the same managing team. You can get 3 different case studies, 3 different testimonials to support in your, you use it in your proposals and on your website. So you might say, well, I really, really want this, so I'm going to extend a bigger discount than I normally would because this is going to be very beneficial to the growth of my agency. So that's another factor to consider. So just to be clear, in your proposals, you have to really specify why they're getting the discount and how the discount is considered so that if they pull back a brand or 2, they are not getting that discounted bundled pricing and it's very clear to them. Otherwise, it's a hard conversation to have and say, oh no, I was offering you a discount because of the volume of brands you were bringing to the table. But now that you're pulling one back, you don't get a discount anymore. And that doesn't feel very good. So you have to be explicit in the proposal because maybe even 6 months down the road, it will change and they'll say, you know what, we're not using budget for that brand anymore. We're really only going to continue with those other 2. And you have to come back to them and say, hey, sorry, can't give you a discount anymore. And they'll be like, what? Because they've considered what the budget is already. And then of course, you also want to put that in the proposal so it's very, very clear to them and explain how the discount is set forth in there and also really consider how it all overlaps. How are these brands overlapping to give you economies of scale? And if they don't overlap and you just want to extend a discount because they're bringing so much business to you, then consider that. But we had a client, so we represented one brand for them. It was a luxury baby and kids brand, high-end baby blankets and accessories. And then the private equity firm that owned that brand acquired like a novelty item, like something you would find at a gift shop that's like a one-time purchase, kind of, tongue-in-cheek, a little kitschy, and, just like a little kind of nothing throwaway type item that's funny once and then you kind of forget about it. So that was the second brand, novelty gift type item, not related to baby and kids, not related to parenting. And then the third item were like these hair bands. So those fabric covered hair bands that you use almost like a scrunchie before scrunchies were scrunchy. Well, scrunchies were scrunchies when I was a kid, and then they went away, and now they're back. So in between the scrunchie time, post early scrunchie, pre current scrunchie, they were these little like hair ties, the little ties you put in your hair. And that was more geared towards women lifestyle and the beauty industry. So 3 brands, totally distinct, but all from the same parent company because it was a private equity firm. And they came to us and asked us for a significant discount for bundled pricing. And we took things into consideration, one being that it was our longest standing client and we were really grateful for the relationship, and we wanted to continue to support them and add value. That was the reason for the discount. But 2, the amount of the discount, the percentage of discount, was not going to be as significant as if they were all in the same niche. So we had to explain that to them. Like, we are really grateful you're bringing so much business our way, and we will offer a discount over our typical monthly retainer. However, it's not based on the fact that there's economies of scale, because these are 3 separate distinct brands that we're pitching to different editors, different angles. All of it is different. So it's like no economies of scale, no benefit to having multiple brands other than bringing in increased revenue to our agency. So we calculated the discount based on those factors. Had they all been in the same niche, had they all been baby and kids brands, had they all been beauty and cosmetics brands, there definitely would have been a more significant discount. And then also when they pulled one of the brands because it wasn't doing well and they didn't want to spend the budget there on PR, we had to explain to them that the remaining 2 brands, the discount wasn't going to be spread out equally, because it wasn't like they were getting the benefit for all 3 anymore, because now we're only 2 and we're still doing all of this work. So challenging conversation to have, especially with an existing client. So that's kind of how we factored that one in. And, it was kind of like a weird situation that doesn't usually happen. Usually it's all the same type of niche. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that answered the question that was presented by the member from Anne of our Facebook group. She said, hey there, anyone have expertise in client referral and plans with pricing or client group pricing for retainers, like 3 clients under 1 parent company? And, we're always looking to bring in bigger clients. I want to help you start working with high-end clients so you can build a 7-figure PR agency that you love, that you hopefully are passionate about, even after 16 years like I am. I've been running my agency for 16 years, and I love what I do. I love teaching other people how to intentionally build, strategically grow their business with their dream clients. So that's what I help you do. And if I can help you to do that, I have great resources for you. I'm going to copy and paste this toolkit here for my Facebook people. I can't see my comment. It's hidden by my tripod. But I'm going to stick around here for a minute. Hi, guy. Oh, Facebook. There's so many people here. Hi. If you have any questions, just type it in the comments here for Facebook or Instagram. Usually in the after my lives, when I have, people ask me questions about running their business, or questions about programs, questions about finding clients, questions about where they're stuck, I can refer you to, hi, Brandy. I can refer you to specific programs or resources we have. Like, we have so much stuff to support you in your business. I promise you that if you're stuck with something, we have something to help you. We've been building out content for, 5 years, and, probably 4.5, 5 years. And it's all coming from, our members asking questions. So if you have this question, I guarantee someone else has had it. Even in our program, the Agency Accelerator, we have a Q&A library of over 200 questions now, with responses, crowdsourced responses, video responses, little quick sound bites to help you through. Hi, Nelson. So yeah, if I can help you figure out how to find clients, grow your agency, that is what I'm here for. And also I did an Instagram story a couple days ago about I'm a mom. I have two boys. My older son is 11 years old and he's on the spectrum. And it's been crazy hard the last few weeks going back to school. I'm so incredibly grateful my children are back in school. They absolutely needed it. But when you have a kid who struggles with a lot of challenges like ADHD and anxiety and depression and sensory issues, um, going back and changing the routine that they've gotten used to after 14 months, it's really really hard. And I did a Facebook or an Instagram story about it, mostly because I feel like um, parents that have children with challenges or that they're on the spectrum or they seem neurotypical, but there are things, because my son's very verbal and most people cannot tell, which I'm so grateful for. But so he blends in, but there's a lot of stuff under the surface. And I just shared my experience because I, figured maybe somebody else is going through it too. And I got so much support in my Instagram DMs. There's so many parents that are struggling right now. There are so many. And I tend to just kind of keep it to myself and, think I can just do it all and jump into running my businesses because I love it and I connect with people all over the world and it gives me so much gratification. And I realized it makes me feel like I'm helping. Like I will get emails all the time from members of our programs that will say, thank you so much. I just got one yesterday from somebody in our agency accelerator, a very seasoned PR pro, who sent me an email chain and said, I did this because of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This thing that I did here was worth the price of the program alone. Just getting that was like it was so awesome. And I realized that I dump myself into work and into the coaching side of the business because I know that I can help people and I know I'm making a difference. I feel it. And hi Kelly, I'm trying to, maybe I should just move. Oh, there we go. That's a lot better. Yeah. Oh, Kelly, we should chat and kind of be here for each other. But I feel that I can feel the difference that I'm making. Let me just try to explain this. In the coaching side, I can feel the difference I'm making. When it comes to my son, I've been working through this, as I'm sure Kelly has, since he was 11 months old. I sensed there was something that was wrong, the delays. I sensed it. We got him help. We got him into regional center for support and services. And he's been in some kind of OT, therapy, assistance, special program at school, ever since. So we're talking 10 years of this. And it's hard to see the difference that any of it is making. It's really hard. And the last therapy session we had, our therapist basically said, your hopes and dreams, I'm going to try not to cry. You have to let go of your hopes and dreams for your kid and just move forward without any expectations because he's not going to have a normal life. And man, is that hard. Thank you, Annika. So I just shared that because other people might be experiencing it too, and I don't want to suffer alone. And so it's really hard for me because I work so hard for him, getting him in the right programs, and there's so much that we're doing, and it's really hard to see the impact it's making. I know it is, logically, but he's not gonna say thank you. He doesn't know. He's annoyed to have to go to all these therapy sessions, occupational therapy. Yeah, pivot. That's a better way to look at it. That is definitely a better way to look at it. Kelly said not let go, but pivot. Yeah. And, I just want my child to be happy. And I feel like he's not happy right now. And that's the hardest part of all of it is like, I don't have huge expectations. He's not, excelling in school. He doesn't care. He has zero interest in trying. I just want him to be happy. And he is not happy right now. So that's what's been really hard about this time. And also hearing that from the therapist who, his psychiatrist, who also kind of pointed the conversation at me and was like, how are you handling this? How are you doing? And I'm like, not well. I think I said, not well, bitch. I don't know. I was like feeling sassy. But anyway, that's kind of what my reality is right now. And I realize that I give a lot to this community and I pour a lot into it because I can feel the positive impact. And that makes me feel really good. Whereas I pour a lot into my son and I don't, it's sad to say, but when you have a kid on the spectrum, you don't get a lot back. You don't get a lot back. He doesn't ever want to do anything. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He doesn't have any interests. So it's hard. Like it's hard to feel the love. And so anyway, I shared that on Instagram. So I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook here and Instagram here. I shared it on Instagram and I got a lot of DMs and, thank you, Kelly, for sharing as well. But yeah, that's, why we share. We have to support each other and it's not all peaches and roses all the time. And I'm not here to be like, everything's perfect. And it's hard to run a business, let alone two sides of the business. When you're a mom with kids, neurotypical kids, or the last years, obviously, or 14 months have obviously been crazy for everyone. So I just wanted to share my experience to hope that maybe it would resonate with somebody. So I appreciate, you guys letting me do that, and making me feel like it's okay to do that. Because it does feel good to know that I'm not alone. Not that I want anyone else to suffer and struggle the way we are, but it does feel good to know that this is, that we're not alone in this. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you, Andrea. Hi. You guys are the best. If you have any questions, I'll stay on. I really appreciate all of you so much. Nelson said you rock. Love tuning in and listening to every Thursday. Thank you. Annika said thank you for sharing, Jen. Appreciate the authenticity and reality of our daily lives and struggles. Yeah, this is life. And people are going through a lot worse stuff. So anyway, yeah, I love our supportive community too, Andrea. It's the best community. Just really, really grateful for this because I just love connecting and sharing, but also just the feeling of helping. Like Kelly's in our program, Andrea's in our program, knowing that, and Annika, just knowing that we're connecting and supporting these women, these moms, it gives me so much. It just gives me so much back. Fills up my cup. So thank you guys. Bye, Facebook. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next week. Ciao. And Instagram, you guys, thanks for being here. See you next week. See you soon. Bye.